Throw Gang, we are joined by He's Hollywood in Every Hood, Lauren Schlossman, and myself, the Lord of La La Land, James Harris. Welcome to the weekly running of the boys from the alt-right coast.
We're going Babylon mode. Speaking of which, let's have some fun.
Oh, they love Mexican beers now.
Fuck!
This pod's off to an awesome start. Oh, it's not because it was shaking, it's because you squeezed it with your thunder thighs.
I crushed it, dude.
Today's full episode only available on patreon.com/throwingfits. Before we get into embarrassing oneself, not just live on mic, but at the J. Crew party, flying first class with famous TikTokers, and working out at the goth gym. Let's get into some housekeeping, Lawrence.
We are in LA, and our party, our holiday party with Mohawk General Store, is this Thursday, the 15th.
December 15th.
December 15th, from
5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
5 to 8. Well, 5
Well,
to
you know,
whatever.
those are loose. It's a loose 8.
Dude, 5, that's like a happy hour vibe.
Yeah, I mean, people are coming straight from work and then they're drunk driving home.
It's going to be a...
Don't drunk drive after our party. Well, it's LA. Like, you have to, right?
Encourage a fucking felony in front of the paywall.
Well, you have to.
You have to.
Or that's the culture.
Or it's like you just pay for $1 million Uber.
Yeah.
It's
We're
out
not
of
encouraging it. We're just saying, like, this is your culture. It would be rude of us not to try to convince you to do something else than what is natural to, like, your way of life here.
Absolutely. So, like James said, drunk drive to and fro our block party.
Not 2, unless you're drinking before 5. In which
Again,
case,
happy hour vibes. We don't know what people are getting into. It's Thursday.
it's LA. No one works here.
Yeah, right? Thursday is the new Friday. No, at this point now, Thursday is the new...
What are you trying to say here?
I don't know. When do people start drinking, typically? Wednesday? In the week? Take like Monday and Tuesday off.
Talking you? You talking me? Like,
Anyway, it's going to be a fucking awesome time. Photo opportunities. Free drinks.
yeah. Shout out Chris from Cresco for supplying us with the necessary funds.
Chris Smith.
Yeah, Chris Smith, father of our boy Jordan, for supplying us with the necessary funds to curate the party with some fucking cervezas.
Yeah.
Hand picked by Jimmy and Larry. Onda for the hard tequila seltzers.
The best.
Recess for the non-alcoholic option.
Loose wines.
Loose wines for the fucking juice. Mulholland Spirits for the spirits.
Yeah. The best is...
What else?
The best is we hit up Kevin from Mohawk and we're like, you do know that Mulholland Spirits is Walter Goggins' brand. And he's like, who? We're like, okay, so...
And I was like, this guy. He's like, oh, I love that guy.
So we can't get Walter Goggins on the pod because you don't even know who he is. Okay.
No, the best was he's like, oh yeah, we can have some loose wines, and I was like, oh, like you guys just have some like loosies floating around in the store that you can just like crack open. He's like, no, that's the brand that I launched with my wife.
Yeah, and it's probably like everything Kevin does. It's definitely tasteful and delicious.
Oh, absolutely, bro. I was in Mohawk. I went to Mohawk this past weekend. It is we walk in there. My girlfriend goes, I feel like I'm in your apartment.
The highest compliment you could ever be paid.
She's like, look at all the clothes. It smells the same.
Yeah.
You guys are playing like fucking, like, Peruvian psychedelic, like how original, James.
And just like your apartment, you take selfies in the mirror. Only this time it was John's that you did not buy. And you must be shamed publicly for that.
Well, no, I am ashamed.
Did you delete it? No.
No, because like it's a real bitch ass move. I think
it's a cardinal sins of John's enthusiasm.
It's a real bitch ass move to take a photo of yourself wearing clothes like in a fitting room and post it
as if it's your garms and your fit.
Yeah, it's like it's stolen valor.
It's absolutely fit pick stolen valor. Yeah, that's what it is.
You're squatting in those Johns. You're not even renting them.
No. It's like many people in LA, you're just keeping it warm. What did I want to say? Oh, do you feel like you need to apologize for using the phrase beers curated by Throwing Fits in the flyer? Because Chef, I feel like, was clowning us when he saw the flyer and was like, what does this mean you're curating?
No, he was
beers?
like, that's hilarious.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, yeah.
But laughing at or laughing with?
It's basically like, yes, we are it's a faux snobby way of being like, we're buying the beer.
Yeah. Well, and we're really not. It's Chris Smith who's buying the beers.
Right. Chris Smith is supplying us with the funds. He's sponsoring the beer portion of the program. Yeah. And then in reality, Kevin and Olivia are just gonna like buy the beers.
Does Chris Smith know how his donation is being distributed, or is this like a super PAC thing?
Yeah. At first he was like, yo, for the burgers. And I was like, I don't think we're gonna do food this time. I think we're just gonna get beers. And he's like, even better,
dude. The TF super PAC is just it's going to something that's gonna create drama.
That's that dark money.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Anyway, we're here in LA. Pull up Mohawk General Store. Come through. You're gonna like the way you feel. I guarantee it.
No after party, maybe.
Hey, and if you are drunk and want to drive home, Lawrence will pay for your Uber.
No, I absolutely won't.
Lawrence will drive you home.
Yo, talk about having a death wish, bro. You want me drunk driving?
Yeah. It's going to be a fucking like old Hollywood shot of just a car like flying over a
Yo,
cliff.
dude, just flying down Sunset. Anyway, that'll be a fun time. We're running it back. It was a smash last year. We can't wait to see everyone again.
Thursday, December
yeah.
15th, 5 to 8 p.m. Loose 8.
Yeah, but
Loose
there's
8.
but there, unlike last time, there isn't like a locked in after party. I'm sure there will be an afters, like going down the street to a bar or something.
But come
Yeah.
5 to 8.
yeah,
'Cause that's when the New York Times will be there. It's the Larry curse. It's not the Jimmy curse.
Do you want to expand upon that?
No.
Upon that?
No.
Do you want to expound upon that?
No, I'm good.
Sorry, I'm talking like a.
You're talking like you're in L.A.
I got Babylon. No, I got Babylon brain, dude. I'm ready for the talkies are here.
You're telling me this accent, this Atlantic accent is trans?
Yeah. Okay, so let's do a fit check, I guess, and just do the show.
Yeah, we're here in L.A.
Aren't
Fit
you
check.
hot right now, bro?
I'm doing the fit check, though.
Oh, okay, all right. I mean, I'm gonna just shout out a bunch of shit that's like
That's over
not
there.
being worn. Yeah.
All right, I'm wearing Reebok DMX Trail Shadows. I think that's what they're called. Mad people are like curious about what these are, and you slept on them, and you should have fucking. They were general release. Like you really
They
should
were
have just.
never like really promoted.
These
where, like,
were.
people knew that they really dropped even.
These kind of were. Whatever. Shout out Reebok, I guess. Even though I bought these on StockX. Wearing the Juicy Stussy leopard beach pants, a 1 martini, 2 martini, 3 martini floor t-shirt from the homie Kevin at Fantasy Explosion.
Martinis are like tits. 1, not enough. 2, perfect. Anything more than that, you're spitting in God's face.
3's great. What are you talking about? You seen Total Recall?
Just someone I had never actually. Surprisingly, have you heard that before? I never heard
Yeah.
that. Oh, because someone told me that at a holiday party when I was
It's like a
about
Dean-
to have my 3rd martini, and I was like, oh, this kind of makes sense.
It's like a Dean Martin joke.
Oh,
Honestly, 1 martini and I'm good.
yeah, it's a good way to kick things off.
Yeah.
for sure. Like the first drink of any good holiday party.
Then wearing the Cheapy Company because it's fucking freezing in LA.
That was really like that. Truly, I looked at the weather obviously when I was packing, and we both were check-in boys, which we normally don't do.
What?
But checking in baggage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Normally we would just carry on. Which
I think I'm convinced. I just want to check in all the time now.
International though is I think it depends how long you're going obviously for, but
I mean, I had this big ass suitcase, and I'm here for 8 days. You're here for like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I was just chucking in everything. I had like 6 jackets.
and you had me bring you a jacket.
Well, you didn't have to.
No, but
I'm glad you did.
Because again, I checked in the bag and I had a lot of room, so I said, why not? And it was laid out perfectly on your bed upon your arrival.
Yeah, on top of the nasty the blanket cover thing. Don't ever put my shit on that,
Bro, you're just the bed you're sleeping in.
Yeah, but not on top of the display blanket.
Oh, the display blanket.
Yeah, that never gets washed.
Oh, honestly, you do have a point.
And like the show pillows, those never get washed.
Damn, so your non-nationality is now forever unclean.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Sorry about that.
But the Cheapy,
no good deed goes unpunished, as per usual.
I fucking love this jacket.
Yeah, it's a
These
banger.
guys maybe have collab of the year at the buzzer with Palace. Who knows? Stay tuned for the fitties.
The more that like stuff like in that collab comes out, like the triple collab with DMA on the boots. I didn't even see those till today. I'm like, holy fuck.
We saw an early look from our boy Enrico, and it was a partial look at what the whole of the collab
we
is.
got like the gifting line sheet, which had when we both, and that's another thing that you and I doubled up on. Much like honestly this leather jacket that we'll get into since it's part of my fit check. But yeah, that is I think that Palace has had the best year of any brands when it comes to collabs. And you were like, which ones should go on the fitties? I think we both agree that it's definitely Cheapy. And it's definitely
And then
Gucci.
Gucci.
And then Gucci. And then from there, it's kind of like, I really liked Y3. You were a little or out on it. But, dude, Palace, man, just maybe the best in the business right now.
maybe.
Anyway, we'll see.
According to GQ, Adidas. But yeah, okay, CP, it's kind of this like techie, light down fill. It's good for like 40 to 60 degrees.
What a
Perfect for this
range, bro.
bullshit weather, yeah.
Damn, that's got range like Curry.
It's got range like Adele, like your girl, not like your girl Taylor.
It's got range like SZA.
It's got range like Lana. Hanes boxers. Oh, Anonymousism X Hip, I believe, socks.
Shout out to everyone that copped from the gift guide.
Yeah,
There were a couple hidden affiliate links in there.
just 2. No, they weren't affiliate links.
Well, that's basically how the Moetic store kind of functions besides us being
Sure.
ambassadors. Damn, was I not supposed to?
It's fine. I mean, They're buried in there.
when we were protecting the identity of the war criminal codenamed the Grinch, someone was like, TF needs to get back to being the most transparent pod in the world and put this motherfucker on blast. We're not going to do that, but I guess that's how I was feeling with Moetic. I don't know if people knew that.
That's fair. Sipping on Modelo and Hollywood's finest tap water.
Bro, buying beers, at least where we're staying in Hollywood, buying beers around here is like impossible, bro. You can't buy beer on Hollywood Boulevard.
The guy at 7-Eleven was like, and correct me if I'm wrong or correct him if he's wrong, but he was like, yeah, nothing on Hollywood Boulevard. And I guess that's because it's full of like fucking miscreants and like wasted tourists.
We're not even in the thick of it. Obviously, like downtown, as we've said before, that shit is Fallujah. But I have never missed a New York bodega than walking into any liquor store or 7-Eleven in at least Hollywood. That shit is a fucking grim scene.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's sad, dude.
Yeah. Hey, be careful. He might be looking into your future, buddy.
Dude, I hope not.
Yo, not the saddest thing I've seen in LA so far.
What's that?
The saddest thing I saw, and shout out to this woman if she's a listener, which she isn't. But I was at like a restaurant called Damien. It's like a Mexican spot in the Arts District, which is some brand new fucking neighborhood here in LA. And I guess same chef as Cosme and.
So it's a spot.
Yeah.
Was it good?
It's fucking fire. I think if I could only eat one cuisine for the rest of my life, it might be Mexican. Mexican, Japanese.
This is a great conversation. I think we've talked about it before. I'm automatically going to Asia, but where in
That's an entire continent.
No, and then my follow-up is... But
is it also African? Is African food your next favorite?
No, because I'm obviously a diehard dim sum Chinese stan, but I've been eating so much Indian food lately that, like, Indian food might be my number one right now.
Okay. For me, it's Mexican.
Okay.
Anyway, this woman was sitting by herself, which, like, I'm a big advocate of going to restaurants by yourself. Don't feel like you can't go out to eat and try someplace or go someplace you enjoy if you don't have company. Totally fine. She's sitting at a table, not at the bar. Okay, a little weird, whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Then the waiter brings over a cupcake with a birthday candle in it.
Yikes.
And gives it to this woman who's sitting by herself, which is, that means that she, like, when she came up there was like, oh, I'm here for it's my birthday. And then it's also like, why, as the waiter or server, would you like have the make the call to like bring over like a birthday thing? Because no one requested that for her, unless it was her, which would be fucking extra crazy.
Well, I understand getting a sweet treat on your solo birthday lunch or dinner.
Lunch
on your solo
Sunday
lunch.
Brunch.
But to then go out of your way to flag that it's your birthday. Maybe she was trying to get a free, and maybe, maybe it was free. So it's almost like, are you so thirsty for a free course, which I always
a free cupcake, a concha,
that you're willing to throw yourself under the bus and embarrass yourself in front of the waiter that you're dining solo, and then have the spectacle. Was the candle like lit?
Yeah. He like brought it over with a glass over it.
Yeah.
I was like, is someone going to sing happy birthday? Is the waiter going to sing it? Is she going to sing it to herself?
Yo, imagine the way. I'm assuming no one serenaded her.
No.
You can't sing it to yourself. Then you're you're a crazy
happy
person.
Birthday to me. Do you pay for a birthday cake slice when you like have it brought out for someone's birthday if it's like four of you?
I just did this for my boy's birthday. I forget, but it was a big like dim sum meal. And I don't forget if it was included. I like to think that it's comped.
Maybe this is their grift then.
But also, if it's a big meal with a lot of people, sure, you comp a couple. You bring out one piece of cake and it's like we'll get spoons or forks for the whole table.
Sure.
But when it's just the one woman.
But maybe this is her grift. Maybe she goes around and she's like, oh, it's my birthday.
Oh, right. How do we even know?
And you get a free piece of cake.
Yeah. I want to say that instead of painting this pathetic, sad fucking loser in a terrible light, I'm gonna flip it and be like, I think it's a galaxy brain move. She knew that this was how she's gonna get free dessert, and she's confident and secure enough in herself that she's like, yeah, I'm eating birthday lunch by myself. Big fucking deal.
We got
the free cupcake, bitch.
We got a concha and a comped other pastry. Maybe she just wanted like the conchette, like a little concha, you know?
Yeah, no, I respect it, but yeah. But arguably a very sad moment.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of sad moments in LA that you witness every day. That's so far that takes the cake. But but Lawrence, what are you wearing?
Okay, I wore our legacy crinkly brown olive camions. I'm wearing Stussy tie-dye socks. I have on our legacy Dickies, another great collab we've talked about.
Workshop.
Ad nauseum. Take a shot, Larry drinking game. This year, I have on a vintage Oxford from our friends at the Tomorrow Shop. I had on my own NN07, aka non-nationality. Not the greatest name. We'll go with NN07. Fucking leather. You and I don't have exactly matching ones. You have a black and I have a brown. But that is a piece.
Are you wearing all free shit again?
Am I wearing all free shit?
Not the camions. You bought the camions.
Oh, I bought the camions. Yeah.
With the Larry discount code.
Everything but the shoes. Yes, with my 40% discount code. Metalwood.
You son of a bitch.
On the dome. Hill City on the cock and balls.
Yo, at a certain point, okay, the most bitch-ass move is trying on... Hold on. The most bitch-ass move is trying on clothes at a store and flicking up as if it's like your shit. Mm-hmm. Honestly, and I'm guilty of it too, like...
should be good.
Free... Okay, most stuff not free. This is the only free thing I'm wearing. But wearing all free shit head to toe, that's kind of a bitch-ass move.
Don't hate the player, hate the game, dog.
No, I'm just saying, like...
What the how is this?
Very little... It's you're wearing what was given to you, not what you made the conscious choice and it had the agency to choose yourself.
You don't think that any of these people gave me options and these were... not and obviously...
I know for a fact that you didn't choose these pants. I know that you chose you didn't choose this.
The Oxford came in a box. So
yeah, you chose the leather jacket.
I picked that.
And I'm assuming that this hat you wear every day was given to you.
Yeah,
as is.
Shout out Cole.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Is that a bitch ass maneuvering more so than the fucking fit pics?
It's on the It's on the bitch ass end of the spectrum.
Bro, you and I are different people, man.
You're on this end of the spectrum, and I'm on that end of the spectrum. We're both on the spectrum. Is my point.
Either way, everyone that I shouted out in this fit check, as I do every week, they are very much appreciated, and I cannot wait to get more free shit from them and new folks next year.
Oh, you know what? Another reason why posting fit from the fitting room is a bitch ass move is that the Oral Lee mohair like polo sweater that I wanted that I didn't buy the day when I actually tried it on, but after trying it on, after like sitting on for a little bit, I was like, I'm gonna fucking drop some serious cash on this.
How much is it?
North of $5
for a polo shirt.
For a polo sweater.
It's
like a mohair sweater. Went to go buy it, and Mohawk is sold out of it. And my girlfriend was like,
why?
My girlfriend was like, do you think it's because you might have posted? I was like, honestly, that didn't help it not sell.
No.
So maybe
you definitely didn't do yourself any favors. Is this a congratulations you played yourself move? I think that's thinking extremely highly of
I'll take the award.
Your influence, but
I'd like to thank my bitch ass tendencies, my bitch ass partner over here.
Damn, so maybe we're both showing maybe we both came to LA and immediately started showing our whole ass.
Yeah.
Dude.
Just like that
we're
guy
being infected.
Just like that guy taking a shit on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah, dude. It is rough, man.
Just like me almost having to shit my pants after lunch.
I will say, like, we obviously like picked our own Airbnb, or I guess you kind of were last week. You were kind of like alluding that like I picked it. So it's like
I said, "Here's 6. What do you like?" You're like, "I like this."
But you
one.
like definitely like selected the blast radius, which was like Hollywood and then like West Hollywood adjacent. So like, I just feel like we kind of fucked up again, and this I'm like already like I don't want to be here. Not here in LA, which I don't, but I do. Like I feel like we picked the swagless ground zero.
I prefer Hollywood to West Hollywood for sure. Like, I like the griminess.
But, like, where are we supposed to stay? Because the Hills was a fucking failure.
No. And
so, like, where are you supposed to... Silver Lake? But then we're not close to anything.
Yeah.
Or I guess you kind of are.
And also, I don't think that there are that many Airbnbs available. Like, we're in some anonymous apartment block. You know, that, like, this place is a professional Airbnb. Nobody lives here.
No. We have seen, like, 3 people.
Nobody fucking has this fake plant in their actual home.
Everything, like, every fixture in this apartment, it's like... It like looks new, but it's all falling apart. It's a piece of shit. My bed frame was like broken already. Like when I went to
they be fucking.
No, I don't know, maybe, but no.
What do you mean? How else do you think of that?
I think it's just a piece of shit. I think it's just like, you know, like you buy a thing from IKEA and you're like, well, one piece is missing, but we're gonna like roll the dice. I think that's what it is.
I mean, look, the live, love, laugh coreness of this place with the dartboard, just the mad like dart holes in the wall. Yeah.
Everyone fucking skied it, dude.
You couldn't figure out how to lock the door. Well, we couldn't figure out how to get into the garage. Whatever, we're struggling, but it's day one.
The amount of anxiety that I have as like a moron who like truly is the worst problem solver to exist. The fact that
you're a baby.
Yes, 100%. And the fact that you were like, I'm staying at the Sunset Tower until I'll see you Monday morning. I came in last night, Sunday night, and I'm checking in myself. I was like, there is a above 50% chance that like I'm not going to be able to figure out a crucial detail, and I'm going to be one of the many homeless in Los Angeles.
I'm going to get a call from the front desk at Sunset Tower to be like, raggedy ass man is here
Yeah.
saying that he needs to stay with you for the night.
Thankfully, there wasn't any issue checking in, but yeah, I couldn't figure out how to, like, you could deadbolt from the inside, but when I was coming to get you this morning and let you in, I was like, yeah, I can't figure out how to, like, lock it, though, when we leave. But it was actually pretty easy.
Yeah. Well, we
once,
figured it out.
Once I did a little parlay with the host and figured
You're
it
also
out.
like, yeah, I can't figure out how to turn the AC on. I was like, yeah, you turn it from
It's
the
on
heat
heat.
mode to the AC mode.
I don't know, dude. But yeah, anyway, the weather here is also bad, which isn't fun. And yeah, I don't know.
Fuck LA. But we're here. We love it here in small doses.
Wait, how's the Sunset Tower, dude? I need.
Well, we're going to talk about
Oh,
it. First,
sorry, my
we're
bad,
going
my
to we're
bad,
going to hit rewind on our week and start
Oh.
on Wednesday.
Little.
Well, first up, spoiler alert, Jeremy Kirkland is on the pod next week.
Oh, yeah, that's
The
right.
motherfucking the Blamo boy. 20 minutes in. We're good.
Mick Blamo.
That is the episode title.
The Mick Blamo meal.
Yeah.
There's some good bits in that one.
Yeah,
He
there's
also the pod. It's crazy because the pod is very long because we love Jeremy, one of our
2 hours.
one of my like oldest friends in New York and a close friend of the show. But the pod is spent mainly on his insane Hodinky fucking cyberbullying incident, which like I didn't even realize the extent of until he broke it down, and then just an actual definitive watch nerds take on Brick Watchco. Which
Not
is
take down.
take down, which was fascinating.
He was hitting on facets and aspects that I was even like, damn, this is some watch big brain shit. Like, I didn't even think about that.
If you love watches and or love Jeremy, which that Venn diagram should be a circle and encompass the entire fucking throw gang.
or if you
it's a
just want to
banger.
hear porno get shit on for,
Yeah.
I don't know, a few minutes,
that,
hours.
that's always good. Oh, also, did I finish my fit check?
Yeah, rolling on the wrist, wedding ring,
On the fingy.
New York adorned. Your hoop is
Envelope.
blown back right now, bro. It's in sport mode.
I think it was that Modelo that exploded in my face like a
crushed it with your
like an
thunder thighs.
IUD, dude. It was a goddamn Modelo proximity mind.
Okay, so let's start. Let's hit rewind on the week that was, and let's start midweek hump day. Wednesday's the new Saturday. Is that the cool thing you're trying to say?
Something like that.
Awesome. J. Crew holiday.
Wednesday's the new Thursday. That place.
Sure. J. Crew holiday party.
Yeah.
Which you and I briefly talked about, just in terms of like how fitted we were gonna get
Yeah,
for
and-
the party. You
and-
decided to come through looking like a rapist.
Yeah.
Is what somebody else called you, and I just gleefully piled on.
I got like a crazy stray. Before the J. Crew thing, we went to a little Blamo holiday function at Standard and Strange, which is actually a pretty sick store that I had never been to, mainly because it is full hashtag menswear 10 years ago time capsule. Even but with obviously the fire Japanese brand version of that, but I had never been to that store, which is set up like a dry cleaners.
Is that why you decided to wear your cool black button down?
Anyway, we saw our friend Armand, who you might remember from his brief time as Danielle's main squeeze on Summer House.
Yeah. No, Hannah.
Who's Danielle? Is Danielle even a person?
She is the tech. She's
right.
Latinx
Sorry.
tech product manager.
She's Latinx?
Yeah. I think so.
Hannah, the stand-up comedian, our fellow sister in podcasting. Anyway,
Who's beefing with Paige, I think.
yeah. So Armand now works for Whatnot, and he's they're in the collectible space, a little bit of Johns, a little bit of Pokemon cards, whatever. So he pulls up, and I hadn't seen him, and I was just like, I just assumed he was at Art Basel. So I was like, yo, dude, I was Art Basel, and he was furious that I even insinuated that he would have gone to that. And then you come up right after, and you're like, "Oh yeah, dude, yeah, how was Basil?" And he
No, because you mentioned something Basil, and I was like, "Oh, how was it?" Like Lawrence said you were there.
piggybacking.
Because I heard you be like Basil, and I was like, "Oh, how was our Basil?"
And then I don't know exactly how it went, but it was something along the lines of that's Rich coming from the rapist in the black buttoned up.
No, it's yeah.
Which I'm black button up boys. Me, Travis Scott, we're trying to push a new wave. Me and Travi, it's lit. I had never thought that what I perceive, as I've said before on the show, is like this Parisian chicness
Oh my God.
would come off also as rapey, which is kind of a Parisian thing in and of its own.
Yeah, I mean, Parisian rapists are probably the chicest of all the rapists.
Yeah, I think if you had to really break it down, without a doubt, yeah.
Yeah, but okay, it was pretty clear to everyone in the room that you were our fucking on one because your boy was in town. You'd gotten some drinks
shout out
beforehand.
Dave.
You were back on your 1 meal a day shit, and so we headed off to the J. Crew party, and I got there ahead of you. And this is also the night where you were like, oh, Jimmy's back on the sauce. You're going to be so fucking twisted, bro. You're going to embarrass yourself. You're going to embarrass me. You're going to embarrass the pod. Lo and behold,
The karmic retribution was delicious.
so we pulled to the party at the Odeon. I take an Uber there with Jakey Wolfie and Adam Pally, who, if he wasn't
Back outside, boys.
lucky
You
for
guys
him,
were looking good on IG stories.
lucky for him, a lot of that required a lot of takes from
Oh, yeah?
Wolf's selfie thing.
fellas.
I guess without the tripod, he's like not really,
Damn,
you know.
dude. Make a wish.
Lucky for Pally, you were there because if you weren't there, then Pally would have been like the most twisted guy. But he was a great fucking.
He really. I always forget.
He's the best hang.
He's the best hang. He's so. While we were there, he's like, oh, let me put you on text with Eric Andre.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, sure, dude. Say less.
Who unfortunately I texted him, and the next day his father died, so he wasn't really getting
And
back to me on
we were like
texts.
trying to make him part of this LA run, but he moved back to New York.
Yeah,
like,
he moved back to New
literally.
York, and then his father died. So I don't think he's ever replying to cold texts
Dizzying
anytime
highs,
soon.
terrifying lows, dude. Yeah.
But Pally at the Blema party, he like went up to the bar, just like the counter. He's like, "Oh, can I have some whiskey, some Suntory neat?" And the guy's like, "Oh no, this is for highballs."
Yeah.
He's like, "What? No, I know that, but can I just get it neat?" And he's like, "No, this whiskey it's made only for highballs."
Like specifically, especially.
And he's like, "No, it's not. I like have been drinking this for 20 years now.
Yeah.
I've like been to like Japan and the Suntory distillery and blah blah blah." And the guy's like, "Yeah, do you want a highball?" And he's like, "Can I get like everything like the ingredients separate, and then I'll just toss the fucking like seltzer and whatever."
Ball, dude.
Yeah, just give me the fucking whiskey.
That dude was, and shout out to the staff of Standard and Strange, and thank you for hosting a great little party in honor of our boy Jeremy. But that guy, that wasn't the only situation where like that guy was like making fun of me and Dave for like going outside to smoke, and then we came back in. He's like, "Oh, I guess the party didn't suck that bad." We're like, "What? We never insinuated that the party sucked, dude. Like, damn, relax, homie."
Yeah, you're just not letting us smoke cigs inside.
Yeah.
But I pulled up to J. Crew at the Odeon with Wolf and Pally, and I guess Wolf had to like email them through you.
I mean, is that a necessary detail?
Yeah, but Pally was just like pulling up, so I come up there and I'm like,
It was a situation for a lot of people that night who it made sense why they ended up not being invited, but it wasn't a menswear party.
Was it J. Crew party?
You and I were invited as like general influencers.
It's a J. Crew party, and what people forget with all the hubbub around like Brendan and like the J. Crew relaunch of men's and J. Crew back is that I think there was some quote or some figure in the Wall Street Journal that 30% of J. Crew's business is men's, 70% is women / they them, and so it's like, or on it
Other.
Jesus Christ.
No, just men.
Calling trans people other.
No. Fuck, no.
Just prefer not to say.
No, I was just anyone who's not a man.
Sure.
All the others. Anyway.
So it was a kind of like a mixed bag.
It's a list situation.
Yes.
It's the hottest party in the city that night.
I walk up. I'm feeling a little confident because I was back on the sauce. I had 2 beers.
Woo! My man goes horde.
Big night for Jimmy. And I was
2
like,
beers?
yeah. A 2 beer queer. And I walk up and I'm just like, James Harrison, like, oh yeah, I got you. And I was like, oh, and I don't know if you've seen the Mindy Project, but this is my boy Adam Pally.
The way that he made it, because he was like, later that night, he was like, yo, James pulled the ultimate. He's like, I've never been finessed into a fashion party with credits, like his credits. And he told it like way more slick than that. If that's how you told it, you do not deserve the props.
It was something like that. But because we talked about when Pally was arrested for beep, well, I guess whatever. It's out there on Google, like
it.
coke possession.
That was when he said, hold the high, give me the ball.
The cop turned around and goes, don't I know you from the Mindy Project? He's like, yeah, that's me. And then like the cop definitely called TMZ and like got like
set his ass up.
Got like the TMZ unpaid intern to come through.
Is that
and,
in
like,
LA?
New York.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
They got TMZ in New York now?
Got everything in New York now.
Christ. Yeah.
Yeah, so I finessed Pally in, but the PR girly was like, oh, James, don't worry, you're good. I'm the PR girly that you talked about that didn't let you in to the yeahs J. Crew menswear like relaunch party, the Fashion Week party. She's like, that was me. I was the fucking, what'd you call me? Like the Kelly with the clipboard? And I was like, oh my God. And she's like, yeah.
Were you shocked? Did you think she was about to be like?
I was like,
because you were kind of, you gave her some flattery. Or you empathize with her.
Yeah, I was like, you have you have the hardest job in the world right
the
now.
The story that we clipped out, because I know she's not a patron. I'm sure she saw that clip. Not that clip went viral or anything, but I'm sure it was passed around.
It was passed around internally.
You were the butt of the joke.
Yeah.
She was someone that you were like, yo, I understand how hard this job is.
She was like, don't worry, you're good. We have you like highlighted, and we knew that you RSVP'd. So I'm on some sort of like,
damn.
I'm on some like, I don't know if it's VIP or like do not fly.
Yeah,
list.
well, a list that enables you to bring in a fucking convicted felon out of Valley.
A drunk felon.
Was that I wonder what
But she was like, yeah, we passed, the clip made the rounds, and we were all like dying laughing. I was like, oh, like, where do you work? She's like, oh, I work at J. Crew Internal. So, hey.
I feel like we had to also, so again, weird part, we had to finesse Gian in. That was a whole nother thing.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That was like, you don't know the Mule Boys? We got one of them.
We got one of the Mule Boys. Get his ass in here. Which is crazy because, like, Gian normally is like, he's the guy that you're like, yo, can I coast on your clout?
Yeah.
Can you plug me? Yeah, I had, that night I got pretty fucked up.
Blurry? Is it blurry?
No, it's not blurry. I didn't black out, and it wasn't like, and when I ended up coming home, and I went out again after the party, which I could talk about a bit, but Jenna the next morning was like, you came home like 2 a.m. She's like, you were a mess. I hope you didn't embarrass yourself at this like, big industry event. And I was like, nah, I was pretty good, but I did have 2 terrible moments.
It was clear to a lot of people that you were like having the most fun in the room. Let's just say that.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
I was not eating any of the delicious treats, seemingly delicious treats that are being passed around.
I was waiting for some fucking French onion soup to come around.
I think you had to like, because I was wondering what they were going to do at the tables at the Odeon, because I was like, how are they going to fit all those people in there? But like a lot of people were sitting and getting some type of meal service. So I guess you could have maybe gotten a soup.
I also wanted to partake in the champagne pyramid, but by the time they really started pouring it, I was on my way out.
Yeah, my night consisted from at least at the Odeon J. Crew party, 2 wonderful, awesome moments, all timers, and then 2 absolutely horrendous moments.
How do you want to do 2 and 2? Do you want to go 1, 1, 1, 1?
Well, the 2 good ones are very similar, so let's lead with the good. On 2 separate occasions, 2 gorgeous queens, black women.
Okay.
Not gay men.
Can we say Nubian queen?
2 beautiful Nubian queens came up to me, one of which...
Together?
No, separately. That's why it was incredible.
Are you sure they weren't the same person?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay. Are you?
You, dude. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm sure. And one of which was leaving, and she goes, before I leave, I just got to say, I love you and James. I'm a patron. Wow. And I was blown away.
What level?
And I think I asked her, I said, can I take a picture with you?
Did you?
Yeah, but for her.
Oh. Wait. You, the star and the fan in the dynamic, you asked to take a photo of you two for her?
I think I was like, we should take a photo.
Okay.
And she was like, yes, absolutely.
But on your phone?
No, on her phone.
That's what I meant. You said on your phone.
On your phone, yes.
Fucking
and then...
idiot. And she never posted it?
I don't know.
Or never tagged you?
Yeah, honestly, just for the memory.
That's crazy because a beautiful Nubian queen came up to me and was like, oh my God, how do I know you? And I'm like, she's like, we've met before. I was like, we've never met before. And then she's like, no, like I definitely, like, what do you do? I talk about a throwing fit. She's like, that's amazing. Like, I don't know it, but like, that sounds incredible. Maybe we just have tapped into this very specific demo of hot black women.
My favorite people alive. I will say, of all the claims, the dubious claims that you make on this podcast, week in and week out, the bold-faced lies, I just sit here and let you fucking get off because I support you no matter what. Your statement that black women love you is totally true. I've seen it multiple times.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to hopefully be a part of that.
Yeah, you get my runoff.
The second Nubian Queen Love Fest moment wasn't as extreme where that person wasn't like, I'm a patron, or that woman wasn't like, but it was just another like, kind of like amazing light bulb moment where I'm like, this show and this community that we have created, the Throw Gang, are a lot more diverse than, I don't know, the interwebs would maybe have you believe.
Dorky white males and hot black women.
Dude, 2 demos that deserve each other. Okay, so those were the 2 great moments.
Wait, so the second one was just kind of similar?
It was more low key, but again, just like very surprising.
Just like a fan moment?
Catching me off guard and me being sauced up and just reveling in the love.
Are these the photos? And I'm not saying that people should go out and find these on the internet, but these the photos where you're looking fucking Sauteed and flambéed.
No, that is
On BFA?
I am. There are photos of me on BFA where I am buckled.
You look like a drunken Casper the Ghost.
Also, because I'm being flanked by two gorgeous melanin-rich people. One of which is an old intern of Jenna's, so not one of the two fans, and then her friend who didn't know. He wasn't aware of who I was or anything, but that was just a nice moment. She introduced herself as she was leaving, and unfortunately for me, the BFA photographer thought that he needed to capture that. And it's almost like a series of 5 photos, and I look like complete dog shit.
Yeah, you look like...
we were going through them, and we were truly dying laughing on Zoom. It was the hardest we've both laughed in a long time was how I look in these photos. Do not search these photos.
If a crisp white tea got into the gin... Chris White Tea had fucking 4 martinis.
Yeah, those were the good times.
Those are the highlights.
And then to the bad times. So,
oh no, here we go.
And sticking with the kind of fan interaction thing, a woman approaches me, and her demeanor on like a nuclear level of jubilance is skyrocketing. Jubilation, and she walks up to me and she goes, "Oh my God." She goes, "I've been wanting to meet you so badly." She goes, "I work at BOF." And
business fashion.
Yeah, business fashion.
Shout out Lauren Sherman, who said she's going to be at our party with her baby.
Oh, nice. Is her husband coming with one of his many Apple products? Yo, we should get Cresco to give him a free pair of AirPod Pros.
You should buy the Steve Jobs Birkenstocks.
Yeah. So normally when this happens with like a fan, my bit that I like to do is like that person doesn't expect me to introduce themselves because they've made it very clear they know who I am. But a lot of times I find that because they already have this, they already know who we are, or it could even take it deeper with some parasocial connection. They also fail to introduce themselves, and I want to get to know people. So I always get right to the point, and even though I know I don't need to, I introduce myself as Lawrence. So this woman is coming up. She fans out, which is weird too as a peer. You don't need to. If you work in the industry, you don't need to. I mean, please fan out, but you don't need to.
Well, she wasn't really.
Well, as I found out, I said, "Oh, by the way, I'm Lawrence." She goes, "Oh."
The disappointment on her face. And
it completely shifts, and I go, "Wait, what?" She goes, "Oh, I'm really embarrassed." And I'm like, "Who did you think I was?" She goes, "I thought you were Chris Black." Bro. And I went, "Are you fucking kidding me?" First of all,
that works for you, or is that works for Chris?
I don't. I don't. Bad for business across the board. I will say, in terms of all white people look alike, this person was not white. So
all white people. This is another thing that I claim every fucking week. All y'all look alike. All white people look the same. All white people are the same.
Yeah.
She's not at fault here. You're at fault for being in the same room as him.
Yes. And it's like he works for the brand. Like I'm like.
Also, if you're BOF, like.
First of all, the only person that gets quoted and all besides, I guess it's like us and him in terms of menswear trend stories that are paywalled that nobody's reading past the headline. You had a 50-50 shot, and she fucking blew it. Or, well, I guess because no one would mistake you for Chris Blake.
Well, she went heads. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
She went heads. She should have gone tails.
So she felt really bad and immediately apologized. And I said, "It's all good." I'm like, "That's crazy." Like, I'm like, is my hair that bad? Like, what the, and I wasn't wearing a hat.
Is your fit that bad?
So I was like, "What the fuck?" So I immediately, so she apologized profusely. I'm like, "It's not a big deal."
Both you guys did have on questionable fits that night, I will say.
Yeah, right.
You had the Parisian rapist, and he looked like his older brother passed out his church clothes.
He looked like disgraced Radiohead roadie, dude. So I immediately, I said, "It's not a big deal," and I immediately ejected from that conversation. Beeline towards Chris.
That's rough.
And I interrupted a conversation that he was in. I said, "Yo, I'm really sorry." I go, "But before I forget, I'm like, I have to tell you that I just had the most offensive thing in my life ever happen to me." He's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "A woman came up to me and thought I was you." And he died laughing, and he thought that was great. But I can't even wrap my head around it. Like, I'm not a fucking 6'3" goon.
I don't know, man. You're white and you look like a podcaster.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so that sucked. So that sucked dick. And then the other...
But that didn't really... your sales were still fully blown.
I guess and I laughed about it with Chris, and it was super funny, and he thought that was amazing. I don't even know then if that woman ended up actually introducing herself to her fucking hero, supposedly. But I was coming in later that night.
This is low light number 2.
This might be the basement. Okay. I was coming in from smoking outside.
Shout out Tigger.
And I walk in to the front of the Odeon, and who is there but John Ortfed from the New York Times,
my boy,
who wrote your profile
and quoted me in the Birkenstock story that a quote that I forgot to read on last week's pod.
So as I've already stated, until I've been blue in the face, that profile, I'm super happy for you, and of course, like I'd rather
Photos look good.
I would have rather it had great photos without being quoted than getting quoted extensively and having me look like shit, much like I do in these BFA photos. But anyway, so everyone knows how I feel about that. So I see John, and John is having a conversation with some woman, and I walk up and I'm like, hey. And I don't know if he was like surprised, so I want to give him maybe like a little bit of a rope here and be like, maybe it was like a shock and awe thing. But he then introduced himself to me, and I was like,
maybe he was doing the Lawrence thing where he's like, oh, this guy's a fan of my writing. Let me introduce myself just so he tells me his name, so that we can be on a more like level playing field, because clearly I'm the star here.
Yeah.
This is his thinking. I'm the star here. This lowly peon who thinks I'm John Caramanica.
Yeah, right? Seriously. That's kind of the equivalent of mistaking me for Chris Black would be mistaking Ortfed for Caramanica.
Yeah, normal-sized human and a fucking gigantic human.
I'm like, is this guy's mission in life to gaslight me into Bolivian? I'm like, he had me questioning if I was even in the fucking room for the profile, and now I'm wondering, did I ever even meet this guy? I'm like, what is going on? So at that point, I was pretty drunk.
How'd you get out of it? How'd you like...
Well, I was aggressive. I basically said, John... I was like, I know who you are. I said, we know each other. You don't need to introduce yourself to me. And I probably took
And then what did he say? He goes, wait, so who are you?
I probably took it too far. And then I immediately I went to the woman. I said, well, I don't know you. I kind of like got my dig in. And apologies to John if I misread this wrong because I was sauteed and flambéed, but
8 or 9 bevvies deep.
Then I went to the woman.
You came in and you're like, yo, espresso martinis for all.
Yeah.
It was not necessarily an espresso martini type of night.
Yeah, but it was an open bar. So if it's an open bar, it's whatever kind of night you want it to be on someone else's dime. Anyway, so I introduced myself to that woman to try to salvage things, and then I completely fucking ejected like fucking Ethan Hunt jumping out of the fucking airplane, and then went about my night. But yeah, 2 great moments, bookended with 2 absolutely horrendous ones, and here we are.
You're bouncing around all night. Were you there when I was talking to Brendan? Like, I think you might have interrupted the convo,
and then
or
we had a situation where a certain somebody kind of like cut into the convo and kind of ruined it.
Oh, that's right.
And I was like, all right, well, because basically we've been trying to get Brendan on the pod, but he was like basically in Japan for like a month.
More like 2 months.
And he's been so busy, and like we're just trying to make it happen.
We actually that person that cut in. And I guess we are no longer the most transparent podcast in the world because we're not going to expose their name. But we were like, hey, Brendan, we're going to do you a favor, and we're going to group eject from this situation, from this conversation,
Yes.
and save your ass so that you don't associate us with this loser, and not want to do our podcast.
We jumped on the grenade for sure. Yeah, I remember talking to Brendan. I remember he was wearing a tuxedo and then a fucking little pom-pom hat.
Yeah, bro. This what goes back to
a little toboggan.
This goes back to what we were talking about last week, where it's like you're allowed to go over the top for a holiday party.
Oh, dude.
He was wearing like a bathrobe and like a shirt and tie.
Bro, speaking of holiday parties, I had over the weekend, dude, after all this, I don't know if we want to jump ahead. Well, also, I had another very embarrassing moment later in that night. I don't know how much I should put myself on blast.
How many embarrassing moments? Okay, so I left at 10, maybe 9.
9?
I think I left at 9.
No way, bro.
I think I left at 9.
Okay.
I was like, I'm going to be there from 8 to 9.
Yeah.
9:30.
Dude, very mature. Again, this is karmic retribution for me trying to, like, land.
You're going to show your whole fucking ass, Jimmy.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about how karma beat your ass further into the ground.
So a group of us, including Gian, who's the other person in this story, we went to Ray's Cocktail Lounge, which is in the Roxy Hotel, which, like, also, talk about
Paul's Cocktail.
What did I say?
Ray's.
Paul's Cocktail at the Roxy, which, like, Gian had to, like, be the cool guy in this and, like, finesse everyone in, like, whatever. I don't know if people know this, and I hope he's not mad at me for saying this, but Gian and I, before I worked at Grailed full time, we both consulted for Grailed for Sweat Equity. So we both had this, like, the exact same amount of shares. As many people, current and even ex-employees at Grailed, as this GOAT deal was kind of happening and information was leaking out, a lot of people, like, talking about, like, speculation and what they thought was going to happen. And so, like, Gene and I were talking a lot about the paperwork and doing back the napkin math and, like, what's the payday going to be? What can we use this money for? Whatever. I didn't remember this, but he filled me in. I got paid by direct deposit. He got paid by check. So his check just came the other day, and he texted me about it, and I was like, oh, like, let me also be transparent, speaking of the most transparent podcast. And I was like, yo, I also got paid, and I told him the amount. And he goes, oh, no, I know. I'm like, how do you know? I didn't tell you. He goes, yeah, dude. He goes, at Ray's, you were like, I'm buying drinks for Paul's. At Paul's, he was like, yeah, you're like, I'm buying drinks for the whole bar. He's like, you just straight up were showing people your bank account balance.
Oh, my God, bro. Okay.
Brutal.
Fucking Diplo-ass maneuver over there.
No, seriously.
Talk about bitch-ass maneuvers.
And I just with the crew, it was...
Wait, did you buy a round for the whole bar?
I have no idea. I haven't checked my credit card statement.
Check it right now. Come on.
I
I want to know if you bought a round for the whole bar.
Not for the whole bar, but definitely...
Oh, for like the crew.
Yeah.
Oh, so you bought 6 drinks.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's called growth, Lawrence. That is something you've never done before.
That's true, and probably tipped really well as well, which is another thing. That I
And you took an
struggle
Uber
with
home. Damn.
Did
You're a
take an Uber
changed
home.
man.
But the Uber, I realized, was on the TF card.
It's okay. It was a TF night.
It was a TF night. But I was like, and even just showing it to like, but like pulling out the bar and showing it to Gene, embarrassing, being like Jeremy, Alyssa, Dave, like the whole crew. I'm like, oh my god,
dude.
Yeah, so I was clearly
So it was like what? It was
outta here.
It was what you made from grilled plus like $1,000.
yeah, whatever. Well, I'm good with. Well, I don't know about you. Do you ever really like? I'll save money for estimated taxes, and I basically like, just use my credit card. My checking is not really like we get paid from TF into our checking accounts, and I distribute them.
I have too much money in my checking account. It's just like sitting there.
Yeah, it's
I should be better at like
right, exactly.
knowing how much I need to spend and have in there,
Exactly,
and it moves out. But like I'm not. I just let it. That's too complicated. I just let it sit.
So again, like just embarrassing, like the guy who thinks he's king for the
God,
night in his own mind, but everyone's like, send this man home.
Yeah. Put this man in a fucking Uber and charge it to Throwing Fits.
Milk him for another round and get him the fuck out of here.
I really want to know if you. I'm gonna text Gian and just ask if you bought the round.
I definitely did.
Did you?
I don't know. All right, you
definitely didn't.
How about this? I'll look. Let me look.
Okay, let me. Okay,
What is it? What did I keep calling it? Ray's? It's Paul's.
Paul's Cocktail Lounge.
Okay, let me look. Well, someone's gotta fucking carry the show, dude.
All right, I will talk about. So the next day.
Yeah.
I don't hear from you. Normally we start texting around like I don't know, like 7 or.
And we had work to do. We had a lot of work to do before we left.
What was Thursday? We just had like a. I don't know. You're just like you're conspicuously radio silent on socials.
Yeah.
On group text, on Throwing Fits text, on one-on-one text, etc. You're conspicuously quiet. So I hit you, and we had to do some work that day. I forget what we had to do.
No transaction. Maybe
This man is all fucking
I
talk.
got a lot of cards here. Anyway, keep going. So I
It's
was
all talk.
conspicuously silent.
And I was like, all right, how you doing, champ? Like, you alive? Especially knowing, like, I'd seen your state and knew that you had, like, gone out. Oh, you know what it was? When this man starts reposting IG stories of him partying, that's when you know he is fucked up.
Dude, I really do that. That's embarrassing,
Yeah.
bro.
Because you yourself never take photos.
No, I'm enjoying the moment, bro. I'm living in the moment.
No, you think you're the star. You're just, like, surrounded by beautiful...
Damn, he read me like a fucking book.
You're just surrounded by beautiful black women. So when you start reposting other people, like taking photos of you and posting you and tag you, like that's when I know that you are, you're a goner.
I was.
So I was like, all right, how you doing, champ? And you're like, yo, I've been fucking thrown up all morning. I was like, you trying to go to this Metro Boomin' GQ hype party tonight? You're like, absolutely not.
Damn, I can't find any. Maybe I didn't buy any drinks.
Maybe
Maybe I was fake flexing, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, you never buy drinks. You're a fucking drink capper.
Come on, bro.
No, you made the money. You could put your ATM card. You're not beating Diplo, but like you're probably top 10 at Basel.
At Basel.
You and
Armand.
It's Diplo, Lawrence, Armand. But yeah, so I convinced you to come to the GQ Hype Metro Boomin' party. I was like, look, let's do the Jimmy method. In at 9, out at 10, one drink or no drinks. You had, I think, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And let's get the fuck out of there. And like, it's fine. It's okay. I was like, it's a rapper party. We have to show up at 9. Otherwise, it's going to be a fucking chaotic situation at the door.
Totally.
Let's stay for literally 1 hour and just bounce no matter what. Like 10 o'clock, it's fucking Cinderella time. Let's go. We get there at 9 on the dot.
Yeah.
We are ushered right
We
in.
walked off the train together. We independently took the same train.
Well, I saw you and you I think you saw that there was a bum passed out and you went to the other car. And I was like,
oh, yes.
I was like, I just want to keep listening to this Metro Boomin' album.
I was doing the same. I was like, let me do my prep.
Yeah.
What do you think? It's pretty mid.
It's pretty mid.
I like the Don Toliver and Future song. Kind of slaps. And then The song 21 Savage, which just I remember because the parenthetical statement in the title is "Don't kill civilians." Like, yeah, good advice, dude. You know what I'm talking about? I think it's called whatever. Anyway,
Yeah. Oh, you deserve a cookie. You didn't kill civilians today.
I'm like, this is a weird fucking name for a song.
Well, it's kind of mids, especially because I've been really listening, going back to the Savage Mode too.
So good, bro. So good.
With like what got me back into it is during my month of off the sauce, I was like on mushrooms, city biking from Bed-Stuy into Williamsburg to go to someone's hotel. And it was a Saturday night. So all the fucking Hasidic Jews, the Hasidim, are out on the street.
Yeah.
And they're like swarming the block, right? And
Grand
I'm on a
Theft
fucking
Auto Tel Aviv.
I'm on a fucking e-bike blasting 21 Savage. Stalin, and then chrome hot jeans got me wildin'.
Yeah, fire.
Grew up around lots of violence, and I'm like fucking swerving around these fucking chosen people, and I thought I was in a video game.
Yeah,
it was awesome. I'm like rapping. I think I'm in the City Bike Boys. Anyway, we get to this GQ party. I don't know. It was fucking. We thought we would hack the rapper party. It's like it's impossible to hack the rapper party.
No.
We got walked right in at 9.
There's no issue.
Nobody's there.
Yeah, it's completely. Yeah, well, I mean, like besides like saw Will Welch, saw Sam, saw his brother Nick, saw Ella, but like you're just like, oh shit, we're like here, and it will be like how we have to be at Mohawk if it's like your party. Well, and it's funny because I feel like in certain fashion circles, people love showing up late to their own shit, which to me is like, I kind of get it if it's like, if you're some crazy A-lister, but if you're like mainly a fucking, even if you're a clouded civilian, it's like, you should be there to receive guests to your own shit.
Yeah.
But then it's like, when that guest does show up early, it's like, okay, I've been received, cool, thank you for having us. Nobody is here.
Yeah.
It's like literally empty.
The one nice moment was we were like waiting at the bar to get a drink, and this young lady comes up. She's like, "Oh my God, you guys you're throwing fits. Oh my God, I love you guys." And I was like, "Hi, I'm James." And she's like, "Sorry, what's your name?" And I was like, "It's James." I did the thing where it's like I'm introducing myself so that you can like introduce yourself. And she's like, "Oh my God, I'm Bryn or whatever."
Yeah.
And what's your name? James. She's like, "Oh hi, what's your name? Lawrence." Hi, Lawrence. And I'm like, "Oh, so you're a big fan?" She's like, "I'm a huge fan." I was like, "Well, not really.
You don't know her.
You don't know her fucking names."
Yeah,
she's kind of embarrassed.
That's a tough look because it's like she's cute, she's young, and you're like, damn, she's in the throw gang. But it's like, oh, kind of. And then her thing where she goes, her big claim to fame and her relationship with us. It turns out the extent of which, rather. I can't fucking speak,
bro.
dude. The extent of which was just, she goes, I was a Friday fit. That was it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. So
But hey, maybe she's listening right now. I don't know. In which case, I'm James. This is Lawrence. Nice to meet you again.
I'm the guy who can't speak.
Yeah.
This is the CEO of the show.
You're
Nice
still
to meet
hungover
you.
from the J. Crew party.
I don't know, dude. Maybe I do have long COVID. But I'm having trouble fucking talking, which is a problem because I'm supposed to be able to talk for a living. I've had like 12 fuck-ups today, guys. I'm so fucking sorry.
But that was all good. And then, so
time in New York.
that was the last time I saw you in New York before we headed out to L.A.
Oh, yeah. So I had just real quick, and I won't.
You had a little holiday weekend?
Yeah, I went to a great holiday party that my friend Katie, who actually ironically works at J. Crew, hosted. She works in women's design. But two terrible moments that have to do with holiday
You have
party.
just taken nothing but L's.
Yeah. Dude, the holidays are not great for your boy. The first was my wife was really excited that it was like, black tie. It was just at her apartment. But like, the invitation was all about a dress to impress.
Again,
type deal.
holiday parties, great
Yeah.
fucking opportunity just to dress up.
So my first fuck up is, so Jenna got her version of like, and you can see it on her Instagram. She's been posting all these pictures of her wearing it, but she got this huge, like amorphous, like
Careful now.
globular,
Careful now.
fashiony red dress, like high fashion Mrs. Claus vibes.
It was big brain, cerebral, capital F fashion from an amazing, beautiful designer for an amazing, beautiful woman.
Yes, and clearly, like, I don't know about you, but I like don't have the brand, I guess, for women's fashion because
No, you don't have the fucking filter.
She put it on and she came out to like be like, this is what I'm wearing. What do you think? Like, I don't know, sometime earlier in the week.
And you told her what you thought.
And I thought she was
fucking idiot.
fucking with me. Or at first I was like, oh my God, I hate this. And then she's like, I'm like doubling down. I'm like, wait, like, oh, you're joking. I'm like, this is like a joke, right? I don't know why.
You thought your wife was trolling you with her fashion choices?
And then I was like, then it got into like how much the dress cost. And
did you show her your checking account?
I mean, it's half of it is hers. Once we hit Uncle Sam with the fucking long-term cap gains, she ended up crying in bed. So that was a bad.
Oh,
move.
you did buy a round.
Fuck yeah, vindicated. I couldn't tell you what card I used. I couldn't tell you what money was spent on it. Yeah. What is there any other intel? But that is the thing.
The other intel is he was blacked out.
100%. Yeah, at a certain point, I had the Irish exit. I was feeling like total shit that night. By that point, but anyway,
that night or the next morning, whatever. Okay.
and later that night. Well, just knowing that I was like.
But you're back on the train. You're back on the phone. Or this is before. This is you telling your wife that she looks so bad that you think that she's trolling you.
I don't know like why I kept doubling down, but it was I fucked up so bad, and she ended up crying in bed, and it was really bad. But then I felt really bad, and I apologized profusely. And
she's like, oh, but Lawrence, your tuxedo jacket over your jeans, that's so original.
Well, and again, karma came to get my ass. But anyway, she ended up thinking she was going to return it, but then in a way of being like, fuck you, no, I'm not going to. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Not that I was telling her not to wear it. I was just like, I don't like it in a much harsher, uncouth way. She ended up wearing it and getting great rave reviews, and she ended up, once the whole ensemble and the makeup was there, she looked fucking fantastic, and I couldn't be happier for her.
Okay. Is she still mad at you for making her cry about her fashion?
No, we had a great time.
Great. Okay,
we had a great time at the holiday party. Another dude went lift shits mode. And he was, and his name is James, ironically enough. It's the host friend, James. Handsome, beautiful, gay man, and he just out-Ralphed me. I was fucking, I was living. And this is our friends. They live right around the corner from us. I was debating walking home and changing my pants.
Oh, my God.
He also had light wash, vintage Levi's, cowboy boots. You
wore your boots? Your cowboy boots?
Eagle Stingrays from... my wife's dead uncle, dude.
I thought they were turtle.
I really are they sea turtle? Sea turtle.
Sea turtle.
Sea turtle. Excuse me. Yeah, I really went for it. But we were just.
You guys had the same reference mood board image. See, that's the danger of dressing like someone like one for one, or very close to a singular like archetype or image or reference.
So I think
that somebody else could do it, and they could do it better.
I think I can blame Katie. She was sending around. She knew that I dressed up that way for my own holiday party, and she sent me and she saw Ralph on my Zood that I used to promote whatever episode that was a couple weeks ago, and I think she just sent that dude James the same pic, and I think she encouraged people to go fucking Ralph mode, and I was livid.
Was he Jewish? Is he Jewish?
I don't know. I don't know if he's Jewish, but he was doing his own version where he had not tinsel, but it was some metal. Glittery details that were coming like that. I think he just attached himself DIY to his shirt. So he went the glam version of it. So it wasn't one for one.
But he looked sicker.
But my title of Ralph Lifshitz of making the pack flip was fucking taken from me. Was taken out of my fucking cold dead hands.
One of your rounds cost $128.
Sick, dude. That's nothing to shake a stick at.
Then Gian got around, and then he left after that round. And I guess you stuck around, so who knows how many more rounds you purchased.
Yeah, who's to say? I can't find any of these transactions, so I don't know. I don't know what the deal is.
The one photo you posted on, I think your IG of you wearing this combo I was just like, oh, of course,
I feel bad that I'm kind of being a fucking Debbie Downer about it now because I got a lot of love about it. People thought I executed it to a T, so shout out to the people.
The one piece of feedback that my girlfriend gave was. She points at your fucking triangle sadness.
My mammal toe.
And goes, what's going on here?
Yeah, dude, I was like,
he posed that because his cock looks good, I think. Oh. The bulge was bulging.
Oh, I thought my cock left. I thought my bulge left a lot to be desired. In the moment when I was drunk posting it, I was like, oh, this is a cute candid that Jenna took. I'm not gonna grid this. And then after the fact, I was like, yeah, I feel like that's not the best representation of my mammal toe. But it's nice to know that maybe some people were looking at it like I thought it was a flex.
I thought you just did it because I'm not saying it was big or not big or it was just very jammed up. It's very pronounced.
It was, dude.
I was jammed your up. Jeans were folded under your balls.
I was, dude.
You pulled your cock and balls out and folded your jeans underneath so that there was creases on either side so that it was extra. The depth.
I was tucking, dude.
Yeah, the f-stop of the camera definitely focused.
Had the
on
cock
this
and balls doing yoga on stories.
Oh yeah, it was the downward-facing cock.
So now I'm thinking because when I see all of the shares and replies, and obviously when people reply, I can see what they're saying. When I see shares, I'm always in my own mind, being a narcissist, I'm like, damn, like, people are sharing this because it looks great. And
Look at the
obviously,
shares of your IG story.
well, sometimes you swipe up and see the stats. You can see shares. Do you not get your shit doesn't get shared a lot? My shit gets shared.
I just don't look because
Dude, I will admit that it's an unhealthy amount of like keeping
narcissism.
up with the stats.
Okay.
Yeah. But that one was over-indexing like crazy. And yeah, I wonder how many of the shares were like Larry killed it, how many of the shares were Larry's a bozo, and then how many of the shares were Larry's cock looks ridiculous.
We'll never know.
We'll never
We'll
know.
never know.
Unfortunately, we can't check that math with Gian.
Yeah. We need Mark Zuckerberg to tap in.
Okay. Anyway, so you came to LA early with your girlfriend.
Yep.
You picked up the car is absurd. Can we just say that the Cadillac, I think Escalades,
The Cadillac, baby.
they must be there must be like, hormones in whatever they're feeding these fucking caddies because it's even bigger than I remember like a normal Escalade being when we grew up on Paul Wall.
On Ludacris.
Yeah, Luda.
Cadillac grills, Cadillac reels, all my Cadillac
Look at the
spills.
oil my Cadillac spills. Yeah.
The Cadillac,
it's like undrivable.
the Cadillac has a BBL. It has a fucking fatty. It hangs out the back of every parking spot I get into. But wait, I want to start with I had like a weird kind of trip out here. So like, it was my first time using TSA PreCheck, which I just flew through security.
Welcome.
So I had like 2 hours to kill, and I go to the Delta Lounge. And shout out Neil, the guy that recognized me and chatted me up at the airport bar. But I'm just watching Croatia Brazil at the airport bar,
Ugh.
and it is a fucking weird scene. Like, it was a crazy game.
Shout out Croatia.
People, it was kind of like indicative of everything that I kind of don't like about American soccer fans.
Oh, well, yeah, because you're watching it at the airport.
Well, normally I love being at the airport bar because that is a true melting pot of like.
Yeah, the great
It's
equalizer.
not like you're at like the. What are you doing with these pillows, by the way?
I'm so comfortable.
Okay.
How's your fucking shitty futon,
Terrible,
nerd?
bro. You can finally look taller than me, except you don't.
Because I'm just
You're
melting
slumped.
into this fucking delicious fucking couch.
Normally, airport bars are great because like there's no you're not at the hipster bar, you're not like the jock bar, you're not at like the white guy bar.
You're at the jock bar.
But at an airport bar, like it's everybody, right?
What was the franchise? Were you at BB Wild Wings or?
No, is it the Delta One Lounge or Delta
Oh, you're
Sky
in the
Club or
lounge.
whatever?
Oh, that's not okay. So what I would say to you is like technically.
Okay, fine.
That's a gentrified airport.
It was Richos. It was Richos. But it was a bunch of
termies. Shout out to Donnie.
But there's like old people over here sipping their wine. There's like young swagged out black dudes like doing shots of whiskey.
Okay.
What? That's they like with the
Damn,
with
the
the
lounge.
Louis
The lounge was popping.
with the Louis crossbody bag, and he's
Yeah.
pulling out. He's like, "You got change for 100."
Ooh.
She did, and for the complimentary drinks, and some fucking weird like country boy who's like trying to order martini but doesn't know how to order a martini.
He's having his first martini.
Yes.
Country boy.
Yeah, he was in boots, and he's like, "Oh, how much for martini? How much for martini?
Well, I'm in New York. Let me try one of these
Yeah.
martinis.
What are these fancy vodkas?"
Howdy, sailor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why is there two Y's in the sky?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I want to try one of these City Slicker drinks.
This shit tastes like ass. Let me get a Lone Star.
Fox News was right. This place is a fucking cesspool of perverts and psychos and sickos.
This drink is fucking gay.
Yeah. Oh, it's gay.
It tastes like cock in my mouth. No, it was just like Americans, like there's a fucking obnoxious Americans like, oh, well, the thing about France is that they totally are gonna, when Gerard Depardieu like makes the run up the side, you know that you're Mbappe, blah blah blah.
So he was footy splaining.
It's like shut the fuck up.
Yeah, okay.
And and it's super quiet except for when like there's like a goal and then everyone's just like goal, whatever. That was fucking weird. Then I got into Delta One.
All right.
And it kind of
Can we
sucked.
talk about your upgrade, like how you you didn't finesse TF, but like
No, I didn't.
no.
Company policy is that we fly premium economy or better.
Or better.
Right? Originally, I was going to fly back on Sunday
That's why.
to do the Fitties episode, but the only flight that I could take that would get me back in time, I would be like sitting back of the plane next to the fucking next to the drains with like the back of the plane folk, which I don't want to be back of the plane
The
folk.
Rosa Parks of Delta.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, let me fly Delta One. Okay, there's the price difference is this. Lawrence, you get that much money in the next payout, and I will like sacrifice. And it really wasn't that much.
No, and I was and TF broke me off the difference because whatever class of seat we are flying the same class. That's really the point.
Yeah. But the Delta One, I've flown it before where the pods are much nicer than what this fucking
Oh, you were in an
bullshit was.
older plane? Damn,
Older
dude.
plane, like
And the tickets
small,
are still absurdly expensive.
small ass TV.
Yeah.
Like I'm next to the guy. There's no like partition.
I couldn't get one of the newer ones.
I couldn't get a single aisle. You know, did have a single aisle. So Delta One was a real hodgepodge of characters.
So do you think you wasted the money versus just going Comfort Plus?
No, because like going flat mode and like watching movies, I came off the plane like feeling super refreshed, like feeling super good.
That's good.
And I'm excited to like fly back and just get like I couldn't drink on the way out because I had to drive the Cadillac to the hotel, but I'm getting fucking.
All bets are off when you touch down.
I'm going
JFK.
Larry mode when I'm flying east.
Hell yeah.
Because it's Saturday. You know, I've earned it after this long week of potting a little
But
tushies
ultimately,
off.
right, you changed your flight, so now it's like you're just flying first class.
Yeah. Which is
There's no need to besides you just being like a little rich.
I
bitch.
chose the John and Vinny's braised meatballs as my entree.
Wait, for real?
Yeah.
John and Vinny's sponsors like a little menu. How was it?
No, for the flight back. On the way out, I just got the chicken meatballs. I could have gotten the Questlove Impossible.
Meatball mode on both ways?
Well,
both legs?
I feel like it's like the simplest. They can't fuck that up, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Wait, should the title be Meatball Mode?
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
Wait, remember that because I'm not gonna write it down right now. But no, so
I'll do it.
was a whole hodgepodge.
I'll do it.
It was a whole hodgepodge of characters. First up was fucking Richard Jenkins, who I didn't recognize him.
Well,
I recognized him, but I didn't know his name.
First of all, yeah, when you told me you're on the flight with the celeb, you said George Jenkins. I was like, who the fuck is
Yo,
that?
Brandon Jinx Jenkins is on this flight.
And I was like, do you mean Richard Jenkins, the dad in Step Brothers? The fucking the hero of Burn After Reading?
And he gave me a look and gave me like a little fucking like a little nod. Here, look at him. There he is. It's him and this guy's ass.
Goat, dude. Goat.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, those are the shittiest pods you can get.
Oh,
those
yeah,
are the
terrible,
shittiest pods that are in the air these days.
Yeah, terrible.
That are still in commission.
I didn't see what movies he was watching. I did see that he was playing solitaire for a while.
That's such a Richard Jenkins move, dude.
Ricky J, baby, playing
Ricky
solitaire in
J,
the air.
dude. I love that guy. What a fucking king. Honestly,
No,
that's a
he
cool
was like a good
guy to
sighting.
see.
And then I texted my like film and TV group chat. My boy who works at Netflix was like, "Oh, I'm the reason he's on that flight. We had him fly to New York to like promote this one
That's a
thing.
flex.
Now he's flying back." Yeah,
The flex is my boy in the group chat fucking bought Richard Jenkins his fucking pod, bro. He is a Emmy winner, definitely an Academy Award nominee. I know that for a fact. He's the fucking king, dude. And what a talented actor.
And just to show you like the whole breadth of Delta One, so you have this like legendary character actor who's probably in his like he's probably septuagenarian or octogenarian, 70s or 80s, right?
Yeah, probably 70s.
Then on the other aisle, this guy with fucking dual dangly pearl earrings,
Sexy.
and like terrible hand tattoos. I was like, this is a guy.
He's like a producer or something.
And we made eye contact, and he gives a little like "what up" type nod.
But you don't know who he is.
Guy recognizes guy, so I knew that I knew him from TikTok.
Oh,
And I knew, and so
I get it. I'm trying to see how old Richard Jenkins is. Keep going.
so I finally I see him again like when we like land, and he sat in the back row of Delta One.
75. Damn, you're
Yeah.
right.
It was exactly right, between 70s and 80s. And I didn't know who he was, but I'm at baggage claim, and I'm Googling, like, most famous TikTok boys.
Just totally normal Google search.
And I'm like, I hope no one fucking sees me, like, typing this out and just thinks
Yeah,
I'm a
dude.
fucking, like, pedophile. And I, like, give up. I get my bags.
Siri, who are the most famous boys on
Yeah.
TikTok?
No, I'm like, I'm like, this guy was in that show, Hype House.
Oh.
I was like, Hype House
Oh,
TikTok.
so he's like a guy that you've seen.
And I'm like trying to like, I'm like, I think it's this guy, but they all look the same. I don't fucking know. Then on my way out, I see like he's like with his manager, and he sees a guy with like Mr. Hacker, and he goes, "Yo, what up?" So I'm like, "Oh, TikTok Hype House Hacker." It's this guy Vinny Hacker. He's like the
That's his government name, Vinny Hacker?
He's a bad boy. He's the bad boy.
That's a fucking sick name, dude.
Yeah, he doesn't do the brand videos because he's too busy gaming.
Does he? Oh,
And he's like fucking. He has like a 24 pack. You know.
so
like,
he's like a hot streamer, and then is he? Who's the most famous? Oh, Lil Huddy, right? He's like a singer now, right? Does
Yeah.
this dude have like an actual talent
I
or
think
career?
I think he just games.
Just a sexy gamer.
He's a sexy fucking
Reminds
gamer.
me of maybe arguably the hunkiest, sexiest streamer. No spoilers. Someone we might be potting with in LA.
We'll see. The Larry curse might strike again.
Yeah, honestly.
But the most interesting guy was sitting across the aisle from me. He was also in his 70s, big fat motherfucker, bald, but like had like thinning hair and like clearly she just like let it go, like horseshoe pattern, earring, so you know he's cool or gay.
So this is literally gonna be me when I'm old and fat.
And he has a big iPad, and he's like watching his show, whatever. And then like I'm like fucking watching. I watch Basketball Diaries.
For the first time, right?
It's not about basketball, really.
Yeah,
it's more about heroin.
Which I can't believe you've never seen it before.
Yeah.
And also iconic, like iconic, tier B, iconic New York movie.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. And like
very much like I'm Walking In type movie.
But like growing up in New York.
When I was at 40 Deuce really does look different.
Yeah. But I mean, it's
a lot of Sopranos, a lot of future Soprano stars.
Yep. Anyway, so just whatever.
This guy is fucking, all of a sudden he starts jamming out. He starts air guitaring. He starts like drumming on like the armrest. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he starts just going like this.
To
and
nobody.
I'm like, what is going on? And he's just listening to Spotify. I lean over. He's listening to Machine Gun Kelly.
Hell yeah, dude.
And then he starts going like this.
He's vibing.
Like he's kind of like doing some more sexy vibes. And I'm like, what is he listening to? Childish Gambino, Redbone.
Dude, what is the playlist?
That is the outro music. Childish Gambino,
yeah,
Redbone.
I love Redbone.
It was a fucking, I don't know, dude. And then he would like go back and like watch Blonde for like 10 minutes. I was like, this guy must be a music guy.
This guy's vibes and moods were all over the place.
He was at 50,000 feet, 35,000 feet. He was everywhere.
So is this why you didn't enjoy Confess Fletch? Because you were too busy like getting distracted by this fucking psycho?
Yeah, the real entertainment was happening 5 feet from me.
Damn, dude. I feel like I would have assumed that Confess Fletch would have been right up your alley. I would watch every single one of those that they do. I think they're going to do more, yeah. Fucking Mottola, bro. The guy who directed Superbad. You ever seen fucking The Day Trippers?
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, like.
Ooh, I can't wait to get you your Secret Santa gift.
Some people had fun writing this script. Oh, the dialogue, so snappy. Oh, Boston, so charming.
You did make a great point. It is full-on Boston propaganda.
Yeah. It's like, there's no art collectors in Boston. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, there definitely is. I'm just saying, like.
Jack Carlson's father.
But, like, watching that, I was like, yo, like, low-key, I want to. It's also how I feel watching Social Network. Obviously, different caliber of flickage. But, like, I feel like they definitely, if any movie makes Boston look good, Confess Fletch fucking accomplished it. But anyway, okay, so you touch down. Get the big body Podillac.
Go get the big body Podillac. Shout out Shauna at GMC for hooking it up. I think we're going to see you on Thursday with hubby Josh from Second Layer.
Motor Company for your ass.
Fucking welcome. The first thing I noticed is that it was night. It was dark. And, like, when I unlock it, the fucking
first thing I noticed was it was nighttime.
Yeah. The bat signal Cadillac is just shining on the car that's parked next to me. I'm like, yo, I'm literally dropping nuts on your fucking little Mazda.
You were hanging low on those fools.
The car is phenomenal. It costs $100,000 to $150,000.
It's tricked out like what they used to do on like fucking Pin My Ride.
Bro, I feel like I'm driving Optimus Prime. Like when you come out, it's just like like it lowers.
There's TVs in the fucking head. There's like flat screens in the headrest.
It's a bigger TV than was on my Delta One pod.
It's I only drove in it for truly 5 minutes with you.
You drove in it.
Drove in it. So drove in it with you. I'm like, yo, this might be a little too big.
It's huge. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And I guess like,
and it feels even bigger when you're in it.
Yeah. I mean, you're above everybody.
Damn.
There was like last night I park in this parking lot, but I fucking hate driving in LA can be fun, but parking is like that's the entire culture here.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what's the parking sitch?
I'm like, I think it's probably like the nicest car that we've ever had on a trip. Not that we've done this many times, but like the nicest car that will probably be driven the least because it's just like a hassle, dude.
It's fine. But like the valet guy every time was like, different guys were like, oh my God, sick car, bro. And I'm like, thanks.
I wonder if they
I'm
think
borrowing it.
Wonder if they think you're like a fucking hot boy
rapper
on TikTok.
Yeah. I mean, we're dangly earrings.
Yeah.
One of the valet guys was like, oh man, like, how much does this cost to fill up? I'm like, brother, I don't want to know.
I don't know, dude. Yeah.
Because it gets 16 miles to the gallon. So I pull into the parking lot, and some guy's like, oh, nice Escalade. Like, do you like it? I'm like, yeah, it's awesome. He's like, yeah, like, is that 22 or 23? I'm like, I think it's 2023. He's like, well, I think it's 2022. I was like, oh, I think it's 2023.
Attendant who you're having this conversation
This is like the owner of the lot. He's like kind of like a sleazy guy. He's like, you have any problems with it? I'm like, no, it's really big. So like sometimes it's hard to like park. And he's like, oh, I've heard that like people are having like problems with their Escalades. I'm like, no problems. And he's like, well, I own an Escalade myself, so.
This is what he was getting to.
And I'm
the
like, do you
whole
want to
time.
so you have a tiny dick. Do you want me to see if my dick is also tiny? Not to shout out Escalade, fucking Cadillac.
Yeah, what a fucking what a piece of spawn con this is. Wait, so this guy is just interrogating you because he just wants it to be known that he also has an Escalade, and then you're trying to simultaneously explain but not explain that you're an influencer.
Well,
you got a free car?
he's like, oh, like, he's like, the dealership lent it to you. I was like, kind of. He's like, what do you leave at the dealership? And I was like, are you just trying to find out if I'm like a Cadillac guy? I guess there's like Cadillac guys are a thing, and not just fucking Goomba, like greasy meatballs, but like
Tony Soprano, fit Cadillac driver. Yeah.
Well, you upgraded from the fucking GMC Suburban, right? Or the Chevy Suburban.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, with you and this guy having this conversation, I believe there is a phrase to describe what was happening, and it's unsavory, so don't quote me on this, but two retards fucking a doorknob.
Yeah, okay. I don't think that's what it is, but okay. Yeah, I've been pushing the Cadillac. I'm excited. Like, it is a car befit for two kings.
Yeah.
And
we'll look cool pulling up on some of our guests this week for sure, which, like, is not... I mean, I honestly do not want to be hosting anyone here, which, like, we unfortunately might have to do. That's going to be fucking embarrassing. And then in fucking cell block 516. But pulling up in the big body will be sick. All right, this was my first question, which we have now punted all the way to an hour and almost 16. How is the Sunset Tower? Is it worth the hype?
Sunset Tower Hotel is... A friend told me, he's like, look, nothing really stands out, but it is like this. It is greater than the sum of its parts.
That's a bad review.
No, he's like, you'll really enjoy the overall experience, but like, it's not like, oh, amazing rooms, amazing views. Like, we got a room. So my girlfriend like checked in ahead of me, and we got a room, and she's like, immediately was like, I think you're gonna hate this room. It was on Sunset, floor to ceiling windows, incredibly small, and like really loud. Like you could hear sunset like coming through the windows. So she went down and changed the room to a much, supposedly I never saw the first room, much bigger room.
Oh, nice.
No view, whatever.
She went Karen mode.
No, I think she's just like, hey, like, can we just like change the room?
Oh,
and they're like, yeah, sure.
You fucking bitch.
It's shabby chic. It's an old building.
Oh, this is like the Chateau, same thing, right?
They're like, it was raining. It was raining one night, and they were like, oh yeah, you can sit anywhere in the bar, but like just not these two tables because like there's a leak.
What? In the bar? In the hotel bar? Not
Yeah.
like some outdoor
No, in the restaurant. In the restaurant.
Was it out? Are we talking about an indoor leak or like
Indoor leak.
Okay, that's not great.
But it's like It's very romantic. Just like generally speaking, it's very. It is like Art Deco-y, shabby chic, romantic.
Which I guess is what
old
not,
Hollywood.
Yeah, not to hate, it's what you want.
Yeah, and like
Bungalow-ish. I guess if it's Art Deco, no, because like the Chateau is not that nice, but it is that like bungalow.
Yeah,
vibe,
it's kind of like
sexy in its own way.
Yeah, like it's a bit falling apart, but it's like very glamorous.
You see anyone famous in the hotel?
I don't think so. I mean, had a drink at the bar in like a little cubby, and I was much like, this is very nice, but like, is this really the peak of
You didn't
like?
see Dickie J at the
No, I did not see
Sunset
Dickie J.
Tower?
No,
Okay.
I did not see Richard. He's probably just chilling at home with his fucking
Damn.
75-year-old wife.
I kind of wish we, like, your girlfriend leaves town, you keep your room at the Sunset Tower, I come into the Sunset Tower, get my own room, and then we just have a no potting at the hotel rule policy with all the guests. That would have probably been a better situation. Or were you happy to check out? Would you have not wanted to stay?
I was kind of happy to check out. Okay. It's like it's like the room is like stuffy, like the AC's loud. The shower was fucking crazy. It was like either 1,000 degrees, like Satan's asshole, or like freezing cold, and you had to spend like 3 minutes, felt like 10 minutes, 3 minutes, like finding like you had to like go all the way hot,
Sure,
and then slowly bring it down.
Gotta find your level, dude.
Yeah, it was fucking nuts.
This is now how TF grades all fucking hospitality situations. How's the TP?
Not bad, not the worst, but like not my what I would choose.
Hoxton level.
No, the bed was kind
trench
of
warfare on your anus.
Yeah, oh my God, fucking mustard gas on my ass. The bed was kind of mid.
Trench ass.
I think that a king size bed is too big.
Oh, bro. By the way, I'm happy you brought that up. Since the cat's
you
already in the
downgrading?
bag. What's up?
Are you downgrading back to queen?
No, I have an update on the Masters situation.
Oh, what's up?
Where we're staying at the cottages, which I think is like this adjacent to Augusta situation resort. They cannot wheel in beds. You and I will be sharing a king size mattress at the Masters.
Bro.
So we just need 2 blankets.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell them, I can't believe, by the way, you said that on a free fucking podcast.
What?
That you spoiled that we're going to the Masters.
Oh, sorry. Did I? What
yeah,
pod?
on the Jeremy pod.
Oh, whatever.
You're calling Avery Truffleman a guy. You're fucking trying to Jimmy curse the Masters trip.
Sorry,
That's
bro.
why we didn't get the cot, dude.
Maybe I'm trying to fuck it up.
Should we do a tip to tail thing?
I don't think so. I don't think that's necessary. I think we do pillow fort in the middle.
Pillow fort in the
like,
middle. 2 blankets for
a
sure.
DMZ and 2 blankets.
The demilitarized zone,
Yeah.
so you don't accidentally brush up against your boy when you're sharing a bed at the Masters.
Yeah. But I think a king size bed in this case is the right size because I think when you're sharing it with your partner, I think it's too big because like they're all the way over there. Like if you want to cuddle, if you're cuddling,
Yeah.
then you're, like your water is all the way over there. If you want a little fucking sippy sip, you got to fucking drop, tuck and roll all the way over here. Get your water, go back. The bed was old, so it was like kind of saggy in the middle. So there's like a fucking.
You guys are like spilling in like to the middle.
There's like a trench zone.
Yeah.
There's like the chilling like over here. This is where I'm farting and drinking water zone. There's her zone, but like I think also sharing one blanket, it's like a wider seesaw. Like any action on one end because of the greater leverage of the width, like increases the action of the other side.
So this is all I'm hearing is that you are a beautiful, naive boy. When you are married, you are absolutely going to want a king size bed, and then you just customize the comforter and sheets and pillows to your specific situation with your partner.
I think the
It is
Scandinavian
absolutely not too big.
the Scandinavian method of 2 blankets is
That's
1,000% the move.
Absolutely.
And you know what? I had to share a bed with Asher with the big hog, and he is a sleep groper and a kicker and a roller and everything. And it was totally fine. So I think we'll be good.
What I'm worried is we're both notoriously very restless sleepers. I just wonder if we're going to be keeping each other up.
I'm just going to be snoring and farting, and I hope that doesn't
Are
keep
you a
you up.
snorer, really?
When
with your weight loss?
When I drink, yeah.
You want to update the audience on your stats?
All right, well, I hit the Sunset Tower Hotel gym, which is weirdly goth.
I saw that. It looks weird as fuck.
They've like ornate, like Victorian style fucking Rococo mirror frames that are like painted black. Okay. It's on some like Melrose,
like opulent darkness. It's like so.
Yeah.
It looks like Lisa Vanderpump, like a Lisa Vanderpump restaurant, but not.
Yeah,
pink
exactly.
Or,
It's like
opulent.
It's like WeHo chic, and I guess it is like WeHo. And yes, it is contracted out to some like third party that is blasting like Calvin Harris remixes at like 9 a.m. I just want to fucking like
just get
run
pump,
very
get,
slowly
get
for
a
20
pump,
minutes.
Get a pump on. Oh, that's what you're doing. You're just literally walking, doing the uphill shit on the treadmill.
I stopped doing that. I'm just running at like I'm running and watching TV.
You're jogging.
I'm doing some weights.
Yeah.
I'm jogging.
But you lost. What did you say? 13.
I weighed myself. I think I've lost like 13 pounds.
Crazy,
just
bro.
from not drinking.
Yeah.
Well, but that's
Good
about to
for you.
change.
No,
Terrible
back.
Wi-Fi. The bed left a lot to be desired. The goth gym was fucking weird. The prices of everything are outrageous, but ultimately it is like a very just enjoyable experience. It's very nice.
And it's like a what would be the term? It's a thoughtful thinking man's flex, right?
Yeah, and I think
To some
like
degree.
I mean,
at least at least in LA where your options are like pretty limited.
I'm sure it's lost its luster a little bit as like the new thing because it did like reopen somewhat recently, and it had its moment in spotlight. And I'm sure now like the fucking proletariat are like storming the gates. I think that one thing that this hotel and other hotels that really stick with you are that the staff has really keyed in how much to engage with you and to kind of know when to like keep their distance.
Fucking zero?
No, they talk to you enough where you feel like, oh, that was a nice little chat with Tony. You know, he had some like nice like quips and some nice like jokes.
Did you ask for like any like recs or anything like that kind of deal or?
He
just
gave
were
some
looking for-
unsolicited recs, but not enough where it got annoying.
Gotcha.
But like my girlfriend ordered bacon and toast for breakfast one morning. She's like, yeah, that's what I want. And
he's in prison.
he sets it down and goes, breakfast of champions. And I was like, yo, this guy's funny.
Yeah, he fucking got her ass. My favorite. So stayed at the Chateau on Grail's Dime. Stayed at the Roosevelt Hotel on Grail's Dime. I think the Roosevelt would be my preferred. If I was just throwing down the plastic. I like that.
We had lunch at the one that I actually preferred, the
What's that?
Kimpton Everly.
That
or
was
just
a
the
good
Everly.
lunch spot too.
Yeah. Solid hotel, solid,
What's it called? It's called Jane, right?
better than average hotel restaurant. And just like a
For
turkey
lunch, at least.
turkey sandwich for like a regular sandwich price, $16.
Though you did almost shit your pants walking home.
I did.
Well,
I
that
think
was kind of like the walking. Walking here, you feel either like a tourist or like a brokey, dude. It's tough.
I mean, it is the
But
meme.
taking
Like,
a car 4 minutes is so stupid.
well, I think we will always do like the New Yorkers, like, oh, it's only a 15-minute walk. Pff, let's do it.
Yeah,
and then
then
it's
you
just like,
fucking-
this fucking sucks.
Oh, and then if the audience is even remotely keeping score at home, just blasting darts immediately. Like, didn't even try.
Your organic cigs didn't stick.
Oh, yeah. So I got a secret Santa gift from my friend Libby. Was her husband, when he does smoke, he smokes the American Spirit organic menthol green pack.
You're like, yo, I got some healthy cigarettes.
Well,
Like,
if you're gonna smoke, it's probably like the healthiest option. I mean, obviously, like American Spirit, like they're fucking. The American Spirit must have been Jewish the way it lasted 8 nights. You know what I'm saying? Those shits take fucking forever. They are not enjoyable, but that's like the one cig that like my wife is comfortable with me smoking. But I don't really like them. But Libby thought that like that was my preferred brand of choice because I smoked them with her husband. Shout out Joey Mimosa constantly. So she got me a Santa cookie jar filled with packs of these cigs. So I was like, well, they're free. So I brought them on the trip. Immediately bought a pack of lights. So
have you ever tried vaping, like as a serious go-to smoking
my
option?
lungs are terrible. So vaping, like, so my brother vapes, and I'll like even take a little baby. Like, it's weird. You would think that as a smoker, I would have like haggard lungs that have seen it all and could fucking take big fucking rip skis from the Shmuel bar. No, I can't. I take the littlest puff. I'm coughing. I'm embarrassing myself.
Wait, so
It's
what
a
you're saying is that
disaster.
you have beautiful, pink, healthy lungs?
No, I'm just saying that my lungs are the worst of all time because they're fucking destroyed from smoking, but yet there is no upside, which is like ripping fat clouds to impress the
Your
chicks.
lungs are so bad that you can only burn darts.
I can only burn darts, dude. Even like when I rip the vape pen at home, Jenna always finds it hilarious because I like basically like keel over like vom coughing.
Ugh.
Yeah, so it's not. I
You're
just
like, were you at the J. Crew party
I
last
really
night?
just like I mean, this has kind of like been established with all like the physical feats we were doing kind of in London and have done on video for various brands. But like, I am just a weak, shittily built, like physical. What's the opposite of a specimen? Like
A problem.
yeah, a physical anomaly
Yeah,
of garbage.
Your body different.
I am built different, and they fucked up on the factory floor that day.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
You're a floor sample.
Yeah.
You're just a floor sample of a human.
I'm a leftover. I'm a second.
Yeah.
You can buy me at a sample sale.
You didn't pass quality control.
No, I didn't, dude. I failed QC right out the gate.
Your buttons do not align with the slots.
They don't. I'm fucked up.
All right.
boys.
Well, LA Week has begun.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. See you guys Thursday. If you're
Please.
able to make it, please come through. And then I don't know, just fucking. I'm ready to rock and roll, baby.
Yeah, we're here. I'm a little anxious with all like it's a lot. It's
Well,
a
we
lot
got-
in a short amount of time. Like
It's a lot.
There's only been a few times, like a handful of times, where we've done like 2 pods in a day, and that's basically like the whole week.
I know. Well, we'll see.
It'll be
Hopefully, there's
good.
like 1 or 2 days where that's the case.
Yeah.
All right. This has been another episode of the only podcast that matters from the West Coast, baby.
Enjoy Redbone like James's seat partner.
Chef, take us out.